Hello, Watem. Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Let us continue.
しかしそのやり方や
Mm-hmm.
その後のことについてはあなたに口出しされる言われは全くありません。そういうことで一つよろしくお願いします。
I think that's where we were up to last time. At a glance, those words seemed obedient, but they contained within them a clear parting of ways. She was no longer under Beato's care in any way. That's why she was clearly saying nothing more than, "Don't get in the way of my fun." Beato understood that, and was dejected, realizing that no matter how she explained it, she wouldn't be able to make the witch understand.
ならばわらわはもう知らぬぞ。魔法は敬いの気持ちなくして存在できぬことを身をもって知るがいい。あなたがこれまでに縦横無尽に暴れてきたそれがどう敬いがあったのか教えてほしいものです。
After hearing that, Beato could not respond, because she remembered hearing exactly the same thing from her teacher.
シエスタの姉妹、先代がお帰りよ。お見送りを。先代様、どうぞこの場はお引き取りを。でないと私たちが叱られます。
Throughout her body, Beato felt something unseeable from the siesta sisters, which could only be described as an oppressive sensation. Most likely, they were initiating firing calculations. It was an action much like taking out a gun and cocking it. Even Beato could not escape from the siesta sisters' attacks without any preparation. In the past, she had placed her greatest trust in them, and so she knew how terrifying they were down to her very soul.
先代様、お引き取りを。これ以上ベアトリーチェ様のご機嫌を損ねられるのはお勧めできません。
Does that mean that he would call, what's her name, predecessor's predecessor?
先代様、
Virgilia?
わかった。わらわはこれにて退場する。そなたがどのような顛末をたどるかゆっくり鑑賞させてもらおうぞ。
It was almost infinitely close to a parting shot. So, after Beata vanished, the witch and her furniture doubled over laughing.
まあわかる。無限の力は楽しい。有限の極みである命を自在にもてあそぶ快楽は味わったことのないものには説明できぬ。その快楽に取りつかれる気持ちだろうという。さぞや楽しかったでしょうね。かつてのあなたのはしゃぎぶりを見る限り。あれがかつて何度も諭そうとしたお師匠様とそれに耳を重ねるわらわの姿だというのか。
Like I need to raise her sound. Is there a way of doing individual voices here? 'Cause it just seems like it turns it off or
わ
on.
らわがベアトリーチェである。
As far as I can tell. So I'll just increase the voices there.
なぜあの子の行為を咎める気になったのですか？それはその
It's most fun when she's talking with Battle.
あなたにはあの子と大きな違いが一つあります。あの子はすでに魔女かもしれない。もちろんあなたも魔女です。ゲーム版の上の世界では。しかしゲーム版の外の世界で魔女だと認められるにはゲームの対戦者であるバトラ君に認めてもらわなくてはならない。あなたはそれを理解してゲームを始めたはずです。魔女である証拠を暴風のように見せつけわらわを拒否する気持ちを吹き飛ばし屈服させればわらわを魔女と認めると思った。前回うまくいきかけたのでもう一息だと思ったのだ。実際は逆です。バトラ君は あなたの残忍さに呆れ果てていました。そしてゲームの対戦者として登壇したのは、あなたを対等な対戦相手だと認めたからではない。残忍な魔女の存在を一切認めないという強い敵意に基づいてです。
So, give him a benevolent witch for him to believe in.
愚かなあなたは、バトラ君が対戦者の自覚を持ってくれたことを、自分を魔女だと認めさせる第一歩のように感じていたのでしょう。でも、実際は全くの逆。
It was step negative one.
バトラ君は、あなたを魔女だと絶対に認めないために、あなたのゲームに挑んだのです。浅はかな北風がいくら吹きつけようと、旅人はマントをより深く着込むだけ。あなたは大きな間違いを最初から犯しているのです。このゲームはバトラ君を屈服させる拷問などではない。あなたがバトラ君に認めてもらうために努力する試練なのです。
うすうすはよ、気づいてたさ。
前回はバトラ君にとって辛いゲームでした。しかしもう気づいたようですね。今回はあなたにとって辛いゲームです。
Also tough because it isn't as fun for her.
わらわはこれからどうすればいいのだ。
あなたが自分で考えるのです。幸いにもあなたはもうゲーム版の駒を降りて新しき魔女に委ねました。じっくりと自らについて思案する時間があるでしょう。
バトラはもう敵意の塊じゃねえかよ。魔女は認めない。そしてわらわも認めない。それでどうやってバトラに認めてもらうんだよ。北風でダメなら今からのこのこ太陽で照らせっていうのか。このわらわが今さら。
今は10月、ハロウィンの季節ですね。太陽が死に再びよみがえる再生の月です。よみがえったばかりの弱々しい太陽は冬の木枯らしに遠く及ばないでしょう。しかしじっくりと成長し、やがては春の訪れを告げることができる。その時、旅人はマントを畳むこともあるかもしれない。
わらは間違ってるという。
Yes. The beautiful hall of the Yushromir mansion was covered with a golden sparkle like gold leaf, and stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kyrie had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and your toes. I'm wondering if perhaps this witch is going to run out of time. She's going to just keep going through these ones. And eventually it will become morning before she has the chance to attack the others, and if they're able to escape or something. Or even if not all of them escape, some of them are able to escape. Which is breathing so hard her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide her ragged breaths caused by her still uncontainable excitement.
人の生き死にを自由にすることのなんと楽しいことか。無限の魔女の力の前には私が思い描く無限のすべてが実現するわ。どんなにぐちゃぐちゃにすりつぶしてやったって、私は指を一つ鳴らすだけで元通りにして蘇らせることができる。そして最後に申し訳程度に碑文に沿った死体に戻せばいいんだからね。ねえ、あんたたち、ぬいぐるみのお腹を裂いたことってある？
Can't say I have.
ないです。にひ45は？いえ、やったことありません。申し訳ありません。
当然よ。普通ないわ。ましてやお気に入りのぬいぐるみだったらなおさらよね。でもずっと思ってた。こんなにも大好きでふかふかのぬいぐるみの中にはいつか覗いてみたいってずっと思ってたわ。
If you cut and looked inside, you're curious he might be quelled, but the stuffed animal will be broken. So even though you want to see it, you can't. You understand that feeling, right?
無限の魔女の力はまさにそれを叶えてくれる力なの。
I mean, it depends how you do it. If you make a neat cut and then you can stitch it back together.
今の私は好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂くことができる。なのに魔法一つでそれを元通りに蘇らせることができるわ。それはつまりこの世のあらゆる制約を打ち破ったということ。今の私には躊躇することも思いとどまることも何もないの。その喜び、誰にもわからないでしょうね。無限の魔女の私以外誰にもわからない。
What about your predecessors? As the witch let out a mad war cry, she revived Rudolph and Kyrie again. Faster than they could realize it, she killed them right away. She made it known that something other than cotton was stuffed inside those two. Hang on. Why does he have a gun now? That doesn't match up. We've already seen, what's it? They always die so quickly, I forget. Kyrie and... Kyrie and Rudolph. Yeah. They both had guns, and they only brought 2 guns to the mansion. So why does Hideyoshi now have a gun? In that gruesome hole, Hideyoshi appeared with his gun readied. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. Probably picked up Rudolph or Kirie's gun and come back. The gun, which should have been something to be feared, was apparently no longer an object which she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magical power. Her bored expression didn't flinch in the slightest.
なんでローザさんやマリアちゃんやルドルフ君やキリエさんまで殺さにゃならんのや。
はあ？私は後ろ宮家の当主にして六軒島の魔女よ。この島では何を起こそうと全ては自由自在。今だけの一瞬を切り取ってその生き死にを問うなど私には無意味なこと。
Hideyoshi was struck speechless by that all too careless response from the witch. He went mad after finding father's gold.
どんだけ高く積まれた黄金やったやろな。
That looks more like silver to me.
わしには想像もつかん。お前の正気を失わせるほどのものだったんやろ。だがな、そんなにもたくさんの黄金やったなら。
Why do you need all of it?
なして気前よく分けっこしたろって。
誤解してるわ。あれは全て黄金の魔女のものよ。私以外の誰にも触れる資格はない。
お前は何や？
A witch.
昔聞かせてくれた少女時代の魔女だったエヴァだとでも言うんか？
そうよ。あな
たの妻の後宮エヴァの胸の中にずーっと住んでいた少女時代の私。そして魔女なの。エヴァは私を忘れることによって大人になったわ。だから魔法が使えない。
誰だって子供の頃には無邪気だけれど残酷な妄想に頭を膨らませることはある。
Just think about all the cruel nursery rhymes that are out there.
わしかて小さい頃はアリを踏んで回ったりトンボの羽をむしったりして遊んだことがあるわ。しかし命の大切さを学んでそんな残酷な幼年時代から卒業するんや。今のお前はまさに幼年時代そのものやで。エヴァが卒業したはずの人格なんや。それはエヴァやない、別の人間や。
そうよ。私後宮エヴァじゃない。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだもの。楽しいわよ。何の制約もしがらみもなく生き死にを自由にできるこの閲楽は本当に素敵。
So Beatrice did say that she'd leave Hideyoshi and Eva's family. I wonder if she won't kill them in the meantime, though, for her own fun.
割った金魚鉢を謝らなくていい。そして好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂いていい。私は。
There was a crisp sound. It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face. Looking at the hole stained deep with red with fresh blood, he should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and kissed her on the cheek.
アホ！残酷ぶるなや。ほんまは臆病者の弱虫のくせに。
Yeah, she's adult, not adult.
わしがまた更生させたるわ、このシャワルが。このアホ！
Again?
アホ！
痛い、ちょっと。
Insinuating he's done it before?
命の大切さとか儚さとかそういうのが分かる女やったのだ。わしが思い出させたる。何が魔女や、アホ抜かせ。お前はわしの女房の後宮エヴァや。冷蔵庫の残り物でちょいちょいと気の利いたつまみを作れる台所の魔女が先の山や。目を覚まさんかい、このアホんだらが。
だから後宮エヴァじゃないって言ってるでしょうか。
アホ抜かせ。この
As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. Therefore, that sound of gunfire couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. Oh. The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's corpse, was floating in the air, and smoke lingered near the barrel. And the bullet? Hideyoshi? A red stain was slowly spreading across the chest section of Hideyoshi's vest. Even though his back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet had driven through Hideyoshi's chest.
だから私はエヴァじゃないと言ってるのに、バカでうざい男ね。あんたしつこいから第6の番の生贄に変更してあげるわ。
Oh.
どこかのベッドの下に隠れて震えてでもいたなら見逃してやるつもりだったのに、わざわざ戻ってきて本当にバカな男だわ。
Thunk. There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though death would have allowed him to escape from that pain, he resisted until the last second. And staring straight into the witch's eyes, he passed away. Except, supposedly, it wouldn't have allowed him to escape from that pain. Because he had died without closing his eyes. Witch didn't realize that he was dead for a short while. He remained pinned by that gaze.
こいつも新しいおもちゃにして遊びますにひ
At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead.
あ、そうね。どうしようかしら。
Shiesta's sisters waited for instructions. On the inside, they imagined the sorts of even more brutal orders their master might give. The expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she'd gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which still had tears dripping down it.
この男のせいですっかり興ざめだわ。もうやめた。ラノウェイいる？
はい、ここに。
後片付けをお願い。先代様もうるさいしね。あのババアが納得する程度にきれいにしておいてちょうだい。一応先代様への義理で儀式のルールには従うわ。この3人の死体を第4の番から第6の番ってことでお願いね。ルシファー、出番よ。
傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
その3人の死体ほじくってえぐっといて。
死体をですか？
そうよ。何か不満？
They're supposed to be alive.
いえ。
Seven Sisters of Purgatory had their own sort of pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that had been brought down themselves. However, being told to gouge a corpse that someone else had brought down ran contrary to that statement. After all, the Epitaph says gouge your knee and kill, not kill and then gouge your knee. Of course, the witch didn't mean it that way, but for the Seven Sisters it was horribly humiliating, especially for pride. However, we had already screwed this up, and with two of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. Only Renove appreciated this, and rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding.
ベアトリーチェ様のご命令ですよ。ルシファーは3人を選び、儀式の作法に従い処理をするように。あと、できましたら私のお片付けにも手を貸してください。
かしこまりました。
The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse, as though implying that the now delicate atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault.
バカな男ね。死なずに済んだのに。あなた！あなたどこ？いるわよね。返事をして。
The crash of a thunderbolt woke Eva from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at the time, her fearful heart would probably have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who had supposedly sworn that he wouldn't leave even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room.
あなた返事をして。あなた。
I was about to say Shadowverse beat me to it. We're getting very close to the end, it seems. The definition of a witch. 30 minutes had already passed since Sudos' group had left the guest house. I wonder how many does that leave? So there should be 5 left alive at the end. We don't have them dead yet, so currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, there's one more person that would survive. Because originally it was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, according to which. Now it will probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one of these 3, I guess. Maybe the doctor? By any measure, their return was too late, and Kraus and Natsuhi, who had waited by the entrance, were reaching the limits of their patience. The chain was set on the door. That was a precaution in the event that Rudolph's group was attacked and the master key stolen from them. For that reason, they needed to wait by the entrance like this for the others to return.
さすがに遅すぎます。彼らの身に何かあったのでは。
Kraus glanced between his watch and the door, struggling to keep his composure.
もし彼らが戻らないようなことがあるならば。
Thinking about it, technically, Eva is unattended. Although she has been having nightmares, so other people might be able to vouch for her being there from the noise, maybe.
辛い想像だが、その覚悟を始めた方が良さそうだ。やはり不用心だったのだ。
私はそうだと申し上げました。なぜ彼らはこれほどの危険を承知で外に。愚かなことです。ローザさんが襲われたばかりだというのに、なぜに外へ。
それを言っても始まらん。とにかくこれでゲストハウスに大人は3人。
4.
私と夏日、そして高熱で寝込んでいるエヴァだけだ。
What have you done to the doctor? At that time, the forceful sound of a door being opened came from the hallway, and they heard Eva's panicked voice. That voice kept calling out Hideyoshi's name. It seemed as though she'd had a bad dream or something due to her fever, and was calling for her husband.
エヴァさん、どうしましたか？大丈夫ですか？うちの人はどこ？
I suppose technically she could have gone out the window, then climbed back in. Although it would be probably difficult to hide, just like being drenched by the rain. And they've been watching the door.
うちの人がいないの。ずっと一緒にいるって約束してくれたのに。ずっと手を握ってくれてるって約束したのに。
Kraus was struck dumb by this attitude of hers, which she had never shown in front of him before, but Natsuhi understood her feelings.
落ち着いて。秀吉さんはルドルフさんたちと一緒に今表へ出ています。表へ？どうしてよ。私とずっと一緒にいてくれるって約束したのに。どうして表になんか行ってるの？表へ出てはダメ。表には魔女がいるわ。行ってはダメ。殺されてしまう。
エヴァ、落ち着きなさい。
I think that will be hard.
秀吉さんはルドルフたちと一緒に屋敷へ戻っているのだ。
どうして屋敷に行かなくちゃいけないのよ。ここなら安全なのに、どうして表になんか出したのよ。どうして屋敷なんかに戻ったのよ。
明日までの食料を取りに行くことになったんだ。秀吉さんはお前の体調が悪いことを気にしてて、そのためにもと言って。
いつ戻ってくるの？いつ戻ってくるのよ。表はダメよ。バラ庭園はダメ。屋敷はダメ。魔女がいる。黄金の魔女が歩き回ってる。見つかったら殺されてしまう。絶対に殺されてしまう。
I'm now beginning to wonder if maybe Eva will go out to try to get her own revenge against the witch.
ああ、うちの人はいつ戻ってくるの。30分前にここを出ました。私たちは帰りを待っています。30分？そんなのおかしいじゃない。屋敷に行って食料を取って帰ってくるのに、どうしてそんなに時間がかかるのよ。それであんたたちはなんでここでぼんやりしてるのよ。迎えに行かなきゃ。早くあの人のところへ行かなきゃ。
Eva probably had quite a nightmare. And, because it had continued even after she woke up. She could no longer hide her panic. Natsui tried calming her down, but all it did was make Eva's emotions explode even more. Maybe they heard that disturbance. Bachelor and the kids, who had supposedly been on the second floor, were peeking their faces through the crack of the lobby door. Kraus, Natsui, Eva. And Bachelor, George, Jessica, and Nanjo. Everyone in the guest house had gathered by the entrance and understood the current situation.
母さんの意見に同感だよ。父さんたちの様子を確かめに行くべきだ。まあ、そうだな。荷物が大きくなって手間取ってる可能性だってあるぜ。人手は歓迎のはずさ。
ローザさんが襲われてすぐですぞ。二次遭難の可能性もあります。ここは一つ慎重に。
バカを言わないで。慎重に何よ。助けを求めてるかもしれない主人を見殺しにしろというの。私が様子を見に行くわ。臆病者はここで待っていなさい。
Looking agitated, Eva raised her gun. Judging by her face, it would be useless for anyone to try and stop her. George, he realized that first, raised his head.
僕も行こう。バトラ君も来るだろう。人数が多い方がいい。おう。エヴァおばさん、来るなって言ったってついてくぜ。
私も行くよ。私だけ安全なところに隠れてなんかいられないぜ。ジェシカは出てはなりません。ここに私といるのです。良いですね。
At this point, probably should join with the majority group anyway. Oops. It was like they were implying that those three had already been killed anyway, so going outside would be pointless. Natsuya realized that Eva felt like her heart had been gouged out, but she spoke out strongly as Jessica's mother.
そうね。それがいいでしょうね。兄さんたち一家はゲストハウスで留守番してて。これはうちの家族とバトラ君の家族の問題よ。あと南條先生も来てもらえるかしら。万が一のこともあるかもしれないから。
Well, I think we know what the five are now. Which five will survive? Oh, and on that note, I will be ending it there for today. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya.